Alright guys, so welcome to episode 1 of F1 2018 Career Mode. So, starting off, we're getting straight into it. We're not gonna muck around anywhere, we're just gonna get straight into the action with this highlight package from the whole weekend. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this F1 2018 Career Mode. And yeah, we're getting started right here in practice, but unfortunately, for some reason, my capture card didn't record the game audio, so yeah, unfortunately I can't provide you with that. I don't know what went wrong, but for some reason it didn't record the audio, so apologies for that. But anyway, here, starting off with the track acclimatization, we managed to get the purple score for that. And yeah, we're just breezing through the practice programs onto the fuel saving program at the moment, and we've managed to get that one as well. And now the race strategy program. I think for most of the practice sessions it was quite easy to get the purple score, but actually there were a few ones where I was struggling and I didn't manage to get all the practice programs completed. I also had a few mishaps in practice. You can see this was in practice 1, my first crash of the weekend. I binned it on the exit of turn 5, so that was a bit unfortunate. But then moving on to practice 2, I actually also crashed out at the exit of the really quick chicane, and luckily it didn't end my session there. I was able to continue on. I only lost my front wing, but yeah, after practice you can see the practice 3 results. We've ended up in 16th place. I actually ended up in last in practice 1 and 2, but then when I went on and did the qualifying run in practice 3, I ended up in 16th place. So going into qualifying then, of course, starting off with Q1, wasn't really expecting anything special from this session. I was just aiming to get into the top 18 because that was the goal from the team, and of course also to beat my teammate Charles Leclerc. So yeah, this is my first lap in Q1 then. And of course on the ultra soft tires, again, I wasn't expecting to make it out of Q1, so I just wanted to get a bang for it and see what the time was, and hopefully it will be good enough to achieve a position that is in the top 18. So yeah, skipping a little bit ahead, this is now the end of sector 1 and now going into the second sector, breaking down for turn 8 just after the 100 meter, but back down into 4th gear, now trying to get on the power as early as possible. Had a bit of a twitch there, which maybe cost us half a tenth or two on the exit there of turn 7. So now coming into the very quick left-right chicane, of course shifting down into 6th gear, now going right, and now on the exit I actually was a little bit unsettled, and you can see I crashed out into the wall, lost my left front tire, and that was a crucial moment. I really couldn't believe it because I was actually on for a pretty good lap there. And this is qualifying over. I crashed immediately in my first lap in Q1, so that's really a rookie mistake. I should have got in a banker time. But immediately in my second lap I accidentally pushed a bit too hard and overdrove the limits. So you can see a replay here as my cousin is, or my nephew is screaming at me because he wants my attention. So I'm sorry for that. But you can see in the replay here that yeah, I don't really know what happened there. The rear end just got unsettled, and I crashed into the wall, and that was all she wrote. So really unfortunate to end qualifying there, because it's not gonna do our reputation any good, of course, also within the other team. So disappointing to end my first qualifying session of the season in last place without even setting a time. But going into the race then, round 1 of the season here in Melbourne. Unfortunately, I can't let you hear the voice of David Croft and Anthony Davidson because I lost my voice.
Hello.
Yeah, and that's my nephew who's really keen in talking into my microphone, so I'm sorry for that, but yeah, very professional for this video. You can see on the top right as well, I was live streaming this race, so that's why you can see the thing there on the top right of the screen. But yeah, formation lap is done then, and here we go then for the start of the first race of the season. 50% of course, so 29 laps here at the Albert Park circuit, starting in 6th or 18th place because some drivers in front of me took a grid penalty, and away we go then. The 5 lights are out, trying to make a good start off the line for our first race on F1 2018, breaking down into turn 1 then, trying to keep our nose clean here. We don't want to get any damage here into turn 1. We have managed to I think maintain. No, we've actually gained a few positions up to 16th place. So now trying to look up the inside here of Brendan Hartley and breaking very late indeed. They're dive-bombing a few cars. They're up into 12 positions. So that's a brilliant start there. Very aggressive, but I was really happy to make up so many positions and make up for qualifying. And yeah, I really broke very late down into turn 3 there. But we managed to make it stick, and now up into 12th place. You can see the drivers in front of us are battling a little bit there. So that is allowing us to catch up to the back of Fernando Alonso. We're actually going to dive it up the inside into the penultimate corner, almost hitting the back of Romain Grosjean there. And that is us up into P11 at the end of the first lap, as Lewis Hamilton leads the way, now setting the fastest lap If I read it correctly there, I have to admit my edit screen is pretty small, but opening up lap 2 of the race now in 11th place, breaking down for turn 1, then back down into 4th gear on heavy fuel, and yeah, trying to make some more inroads in this race. The start has already been better than I expected. I didn't expect to make so many positions, but P11 is really nice, and the goal from the team is to finish 18th or above, so at the moment it's looking very good. Now on lap 4 then, yellow flags right, and you can see Carlos Sainz is going slowly there, so yeah, that has promoted us up into 10th position actually. So for the first time in his career mode, we are driving in a point scoring position, and we are actually driving effectively in this position because yeah, of course, we are starting on the super soft tires. Nobody in front of us has made a pit stop yet, so we are generally in the points at the moment. If we can hang on to this, that would be an incredible result to get in our first race for Sauber. So skipping a little bit ahead now, this is the opening of lap 7. Still in 10th position, so yeah, trying to defend from actually Charles Leclerc, who is behind us now. So Leclerc is also doing a brilliant job here for the Sauber team. He's managed to get himself up into 11th position, and now onto the start of lap 12, you can see Max Verstappen is coming out of the pit lane. We almost turned into him. We almost made contact there, so that was very close. We were briefly up to 7th place, but Max Verstappen is right behind us. And I decided to let him go here because he immediately went up the inside into turn 3. And, you know, there's no real point in fighting him. I mean, if I'm gonna defend this position, we're just gonna hold each other up, and he is in a different race to us, of course, in a much faster car. So I just kept the door open for him and allowed him to go up the inside. So now later on into lap 12, I think I'm gonna make my pit stop on this lap. Of course, doing the one stop from the super soft tires to the softs. I was actually thinking about starting on the ultras and trying to make an ultra soft to soft tire strategy to go. Yeah, because I wasn't really sure how long the tires could go, so I, in the end, decided to go for a little bit more of a conservative strategy, starting on the super softs and going to the softs to make sure the tires would be able to make it. So here we go then, coming into the pits on lap 12, which will hopefully be our only pit stop in this race. So tire was actually really good. It was surprisingly good. I was expecting the tires to wear off a little bit faster, but you can see worst tire left rear 49% is actually better than I expected. So yeah, making our pit stop now then. It's a nice 2.6 second pit stop, so very standard there, and it looks like we'll be rejoining the track in 13th place here on lap 13. So yeah, unlucky for some, of course, hopefully not for us this time, but yeah, leaving the pits then, and 13th place with Alonso in front of us, and I think it's now Leclerc behind us as we skip a little bit ahead now onto lap 16. You can see Charles Leclerc is actually right onto the back of us. You can see here he's yeah, very close on our tail, now breaking down into the final section. You can see he's actually going up the inside, but we leave the door open, do a nice switchback move, and that is us back up into P11. And I was actually having a really nice battle with Leclerc pretty much all race long here in this second stint. I'm not showing you everything of the overtaking because I missed some overtaking spots in the editing of this video, but I definitely had a nice battle with him, and it was very clean, very nice. And you can see here again on the straight, he is in a slipstream and actually trying to make a move into turn 1 then. So we leave the space and he's up the inside, but we have the inside for the next turn, and we hold on to P11. And it was a really crucial battle because, of course, it's not a battle for points, but beating Charles Leclerc, our teammate, is crucial in the rivalry, of course, because it will gain us reputation in the team, and yeah, of course, maybe the option to get a better contract once that comes around after a few races. Now onto lap 23 out of 29. Again, Leclerc diving up the inside into turn 1. This time he's actually alongside us, still into turn 2, but we have a little bit of a better exit on the inside. But now Leclerc's the inside, breaking down into turn 3, and he's actually got the move done for P11, but we try to hang it around the outside. It will turn for the inside into the next corner, and we managed to again hold on to P11. So yeah, nice battle there with Leclerc. Now moving on to the final lap, you can see in the top left of your screen that Kimi Räikkönen has actually won the first race of the season, and I actually picked up a 3-second penalty in this race. I was pushing very hard to get away from Leclerc, and it's actually now Ocon in 12th place, and Ocon and Leclerc started battling a little bit, so that allowed me to pull away a little bit. So I was really pushing hard, trying to get a gap out to 3 seconds, because I did have that 3-second penalty. I'm using strict corner cutting rules, so I was really pushing because I was desperate to beat Leclerc. So coming out of the final corner, then the gap to Leclerc is about 3 seconds. I get on the grass a little bit there as I try to figure around with the ERS and the fuel mixture, but as you come over to the line, you can see we've ended up in 12th place. We've got a trophy there as well. Welcome to the real work, I think it said. But so yeah, Ferrari has taken out the first race of the season in the form of Kimi Räikkönen. or Kimi Raikkonen, as you should say in Finnish. But so yeah, he's won the first race of the season. I think Vettel actually finished second and Bottas in third. So that makes it really nice race for Ferrari as they go onto the top of the Constructors' Championship. Also, we finished in 12th place, which means we've beaten Charles Leclerc, who finished in 13th. So yeah, I didn't really care that I didn't finish 11th and that Ocon just about pipped me, but because we wouldn't have scored points anyway, and I really don't care about beating Leclerc or beating Esteban Ocon because 11th or 12th it doesn't matter, and we finished in front of Leclerc, so I'm really happy with that. So you can see the podium celebrations then here with Raikkonen, Vettel, and Bottas on the podium, and so that's his first race of this career mode done and dusted. So yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a very different format to what I usually do in career mode videos, because usually I make videos that are a lot longer and I show a lot more from the action. This time it's very, a much more shorter format, and I've managed to get a bit of a highlights package within about 10 minutes. So 12 plays in the first race, down from 18th on the grid. I hope you've enjoyed the video. For the next episode we will be around Bahrain, so yeah, hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. And that's been this video. If you enjoyed it, then remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and then I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.